Don't diversify. Put all of your eggs in one basket and watch it closely. Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. Today we will be addressing a quote from the famous, perhaps most famous investor of all time, Warren Buffett, when he said, put all your eggs in one basket and watch it closely. So he was saying, don't diversify. And there are plenty of loud voices out there in the financial entertainment world saying diversify. And there are lots of tactics and sayings and means and systems there. I'm not necessarily going to espouse either of those. I would promote the idea that you can become your own banker, which means that you could be controlling the banking function in either of those scenarios. If you gravitate more towards the mindset and the application of diversifying, excellent, diversify. Staying in your lane, focusing on one thing, excellent, do that. Either way, the banking function is taking place. So that's where I start in addressing anything finance, is who controls the banking function in your life. But I think there's a lot of value in considering what Warren Buffett says when he says, don't diversify, do put all your eggs in one basket, and watch it closely. And we see, perhaps we have the ability to be able to see him talk about things like bubble gum. And he can say, well, bubble gum was around 20 years ago, 50 years ago. Maybe it'll be around for 20, 50 years in the future. And there's some name brands that make sense. Okay, I get it, right? So he pays very close attention to particular things, and he's apparently done very well for himself. So again, whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you like that or don't like that, I think there is value in considering the idea of, well, do we diversify or do we not diversify, and what can that look like? Now, I know that the principle that came to mind for me from Nash's work, his book, Becoming Your Own Banker, is the idea of thinking long range. It's one of Nash's key principles. One of his cornerstone principles is thinking long range. Now, I can see in my mind then where thinking long range and the idea of focusing on something for a long time with diligence, experience, knowledge makes sense. So by not moving from this to that to the other, and I'm not saying, I've had conversations with prospective clients just this week where we would talk about other ways of making money, and they were telling me about businesses that they were looking to start, and just filling me in on what it is that they're doing and who they are and what they have going on and how can account for their need of finance and whatever it is that they're doing. So make money every way you can, make as much as you can. That's fantastic. I love it. Again, the banking function remains, whether we are investing or not investing, whether we are consuming, no matter what it is that we're talking about, whether we are procuring something, the banking function is taking place. Nash said that we would benefit by thinking long range. I agree. If you've not read his book, check it out. 92 pages, big print, large illustrations, Becoming Your Own Banker, 5th edition by R. Nelson Nash. It's the best $20 or whatever you could spend online to procure the book, and probably the best 2 hours that you could spend reading, perhaps outside of Scripture. But watching it closely. I love that. I do believe that educated folks make better decisions. And again, I'm a big proponent that you should control the banking function in your life. And I believe that when you know what's going on, you'll know what you want to do. And I think that lines up pretty good with the idea of putting your eggs in one basket, whichever basket you choose. I'm not telling you where to put your eggs. I think you should decide where to put your eggs. But when you do put your eggs there, focus on it. Expand it, grow it, scale it, whatever it is that you're already doing, whether that's running a household, whether that's being a contractor, whether that's running a garage, whatever the case may be, grow and scale and build that business or run that household, but also consider what it could look like, because Nash would say we should be in two businesses, whatever that first business is, that traditional business, and in the business of financing that business. So I do believe that that is one basket that we should all consider. And when we understand what's going on, we should watch it closely. So let me know if you've heard of this saying down in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Put all your eggs in one basket and watch it closely by Warren Buffett. And if you'd like to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept into your household or your business or your investing, you can reach me at 828-817-4223, or you can email durhamtalents@gmail.com. This has been a great pleasure for me. I look forward to our next conversation. Have a great day. Take care.